Hello and welcome to the Arawhiti Studios Word Root series, where we'll be looking at the origins of English words and how you can understand the language more by looking at the original meaning of the different parts that make up a word. I'll be avoiding overly difficult and linguistic words for the most part, in the hope of providing somewhat of a layman's introduction to etymology. As this is the first episode, today we're going to start from one. We can see the word one in words such as only, as well as the word alone, as in all one. Today, though, we'll be looking more specifically at the prefix uni, which means one. It comes from Latin, from the word root unis. As words came into English at different times and from different places, this word gave us one, uni, as well as the indefinite articles a and an. The prefix uni is used in many different words. For example, uniform, which is one form of clothing that everyone wears. Unique, as in there is only one. Unit is a measurement of one. Unicorn is a mythical animal that has one horn. Unicorn. The word horn comes from the word cornu in Latin, but the original root is from the Proto-Indo-European word cur, which means head, horn, or top. So the word cur leads us to cornu, which leads us to horn. Side note, cur from the Proto-Indo-European word is also where we eventually get the word cranium, which means skull. Universe, in which uni is one, and we use the word verse. This comes from Latin and means turned into or combined into. So literally, universe means turned into one, with the implied meaning of all in one. A universal truth is a truth that applies to everyone. The original Latin for the word university meant a number of people who are part of one body, community, society, company, or corporation. And the current way we use it in terms of an academic institution or a school is actually a shortening of the name community of masters and scholars. Or to put it another way, a community of teachers and students. You'll also recognize the prefix uni when talking about the United Kingdom or the United States of America, both of which mean joined together into one, as part of a common purpose or out of common feelings. The EU is the European Union and is an example of countries uniting as one, while we also have trade unions, when workers are weak as individuals but strong as one united group. We can also have a reunion. A reunion is when people who were one group come together again. For example, a high school reunion. Unilateral literally means one side, and it's when one side does something. Sometimes countries talk about unilateral disarmament, in which one side disarms or puts down their weapons while the other side doesn't. The animus in unanimous means mind and spirit in Latin. The suffix os means possessing the nature of or full of. In other words, when we say unanimous, we're talking about people acting as though they had one mind. That's why we say people make a unanimous decision when everyone in a group decides on something. We would say that the United Kingdom's decision to leave the European Union was not at all unanimous, as the vote was 48% to 52%. So as a recap, uni means one. It comes from the word unis. Unis is where we get uni, one, a, and an. So when you look at a word, try and think about it in terms of how these different parts, these different roots, come together to make a new concept. I hope you found this useful as in full of use, and I encourage you to think about how words are created. English is difficult, but it can make a lot more sense when you break it down into its various parts. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.